Hi, I'm Tabor Aiken, Public Information Officer for the Lakeville Fire Department. Welcome to another edition of On Call. The goal of this program is to educate and inform the citizens of Lakeville about how Lakeville's all-volunteer fire department trains and responds to emergencies. Let's take a look at what's coming up on this edition of On Call. We'll join the SCBA committee in looking at some purchases they're considering. We'll inspect that equipment and see it in action. I'll introduce you to Lakeville's new fire chief, Mike Meyer, and we'll learn about some of his goals for his new job. I'll answer another question on Ask Tabor. We'll share some information about the Lakeville Fire Department community involvement on Did You Know? Scratch takes us on another exciting adventure, and we'll wrap things up with consumer safety checklist. I'm here at a house in Lakeville with Brian Cluck from Station 1. Brian, welcome to On Call. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome, Tabor.
So the SCBA committee's here tonight doing a little work with some potential new purchases. So let's do a little background here. First, let's start with the real basics. What's SCBA stand for?
Tabor, SCBA is an acronym for Self-Contained Breathing Apparatus.
Okay.
Basically explains the air packs that we have we take into us in a structural firefighting situation.
So there's a committee, and what's the purpose of this committee?
The committee was put together to test and analyze the air packs that are currently on the market right now. It's trying to determine which air pack will be best for us for our future needs.
Okay, so we're purchasing a new air pack. The
Yes.
fire department is.
We
And
are.
why would we purchase a new one? What's wrong with the ones that we have?
The current MSA air packs we have are reaching the end of their service life.
Okay.
What we have is approximately a 10-year service life right now, and they're getting to the point where they need to be replaced. And again, we're looking for something for our future.
Brian, let's talk a little bit about why we're out here at a house in Lakeville, not doing this at one of the fire stations or something like that.
We wanted to get out of a controlled environment and try the packs out in a real world situation with our gear on, with the air pack in a house where we can crawl around and test and see how they feel.
Okay.
When we're crawling, standing up, different motions that we'd make.
Lots of the packs are making different noises. Let's talk about the purpose of that noise and the purpose of that piece right there.
That piece right there is the noise you're hearing is part of the pass system.
Okay.
And basically it is a alarm system for the firefighter if they run low on air or if they are incapacitated within a house or a structure.
Mm-hmm.
This alarm will go off and it will alert the other firefighters that there's a problem.
Okay. So we've seen a couple of different kinds of packs going on here. Can you just give us just a quick overview of some of the different features that are available on an SCBA in today's market?
I can. The SCBA is made up of a couple basic components. There's the backpack assembly. There'll be the air bottle, which I'm currently wearing a Dragger air pack here.
Okay.
There'll be the face piece or face mask, which this here. And other than some design variations, the bulk of them will all have that same basic feature design makeup.
And one of the things that I'm noticing just from the pack that's currently mounted on our trucks that we're using right now is that pack is a little bit larger. The bottles seems a little fatter than the packs that are here, the pack that you've got on.
It is, yes.
Is this a different model or just a different size?
There is. SCBA comes in a high pressure and a low pressure.
Okay.
Currently the MSA SCBAs we have are low pressure, and we're looking at both low pressure and high pressure for the future.
Okay. Now I noticed some of the guys were inside the house just doing some crawling around, and there's some lights on the back of the pack. I can understand, a light here, or maybe even that some of the masks have a light inside. And what's the purpose of the light on the back?
And I believe it's a Scott air pack.
Okay.
In particular, that had the light on the back. It's more of a navigation aid for firefighters that are following behind an individual.
Great.
As we go in, we'll all follow each other in a line, and it makes it easier to identify where that firefighter is.
Okay.
Inside the house if there's heavy smoke conditions, fire conditions.
Okay. Terrific. Now, so we identify a pack here. You go through the committee process and purchase something. Is it as simple as just buying them and sticking them on the truck?
No. There's quite a bit of work that needs to be done by the city.
Okay.
In regards to the actual purchase of the air packs. I guess, in a nutshell, once we purchase them, it's select the air pack, then we need to remove the current air packs we have.
Okay.
Depending on the bottle we choose, we may need to remove the brackets that hold the air packs into the trucks.
Okay.
And then we'll have to replace those with new brackets that are compliant with NFPA standards and that will work with the new air pack that we have.
So it's a fairly complex process that you're going through.
It is a little in depth, yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, what did I miss? What else should I have asked you that I didn't ask about the packs?
Well, I can go through some of the basic features here quickly,
Great.
Tabor. Again, this particular air mask is from the Dragger.
Okay.
It's got a couple unique features that we have on our masks and some that we don't. This particular mask here has a voice unit. Basically, it's a voice amplifier.
Okay.
It allows clear communication for the firefighter when they do have their mask on, as well as a heads-up display for monitoring of the basically monitoring the systems of the air pack, letting you know how much air you have left. Basically the air pack is functioning correctly.
Okay.
So each air pack has a different level of information that it provides through the heads-up display, but the heads-up display is a feature that all of them have that we are currently looking
Okay.
at.
So it's telling you, for example, how much air is left in the bottle.
Correct, yes.
Okay, great. Excellent. And then I know that some of the packs have a buddy breathing feature. Is that correct?
They do, yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
The buddy feature, and let's see if we can take a look at the Scott here, for instance. This Scott air pack has a buddy hose that is built in to
Okay.
a bag that's actually built into the air pack backpack assembly. It allows the firefighters to connect into one another's air system.
Okay.
In an emergency situation, say if they're down inside of a house, we need to either bring in a RIT pack, which for us is a separate air pack that we can bring in and we can plug into that firefighter that is down so we can refill their air bottle or equalize their air bottle so
Okay.
they have additional breathing air while we're working on effecting a rescue.
Great. It sounds like a very effective tool.
It is, yes.
Okay, well, let's wrap things up with a timeline. So we've got samples of different packs here. You guys are crawling through the house, trying them out. When would new packs be purchased and end up on trucks, do you think?
We're looking at wrapping this up in a couple months here and making a purchase and having the packs available for our use at the beginning of 2011.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us. I'll let you get back into the house. I know
You're
you've been
welcome.
wearing a pack for a while.
Thank you, Tabor.
Thanks, Brian.
Could one of these people start a deadly fire? Careless smoking is the #1 cause of fire fatalities. However, most fires are preventable. So, will one of these people start a deadly fire? It's up to them. You can protect your family and your home from fire. Visit GetYourButtOutside.com. Brought to you by the Minnesota State Fire Chiefs Association and the Minnesota Fair Plan.
Did you know that part of the Lakeville Fire Department's mission is fire prevention? We work on accomplishing this mission in many ways, and one of them is through interaction with the general public, like Night to Unite, when Lakeville firefighters go out and visit various block parties throughout the city, giving out information and answering any questions. And another way is the Lakeville Fire Department Fire Prevention Open House. This is coming up on Tuesday, October 5th. It's at Fire Station 4 at 185th and Dodd. It's from 6 to 9 on the 5th and features a wide variety of demonstrations like the state fire sprinkler trailer, a car extrication, car fire demonstrations, as well as police cars, getting an opportunity to spray some water with some of the Lakeville firefighters, crawling through the safety trailer, and then just something that everybody likes, which is an opportunity to explore some of our trucks and ask questions of the firefighters that are there. If you've got questions about the Lakeville Fire Department Open House, please feel free to give us a call at 952-985-4700. Well, welcome to the Chief's Corner. Things are mixed up here a little bit because normally our fire chief does the interviews and hosts the Chief's Corner. Today I'm hosting the Chief's Corner because we have a new chief. So I'm introducing Mike Meyer, who's the newest Lakeville Fire Department chief, to his very own segment of the show, Chief's Corner, and then giving all of our viewers a chance to meet Mike. So Mike, welcome to On Call. Again, you've been on before.
Thank you, Tabor.
And congratulations on being offered and accepting the position of the Lakeville Fire Department Chief.
Thank you. It's my honor and privilege to be the fire chief for Lakeville.
Excellent. Well, let's do a little background and talk a little bit about your career history. What got you to the point of being the chief?
I started my career with Lakeville in 1995 as a firefighter, obviously. Started getting my education because I was originally going to be a cop, and I decided once I became a firefighter for Lakeville that was my career choice.
Okay.
Started gearing my education towards that and worked my way up to that point. Worked through the ranks of Lakeville firefighter. The only positions I did not hold would be a driver or an engineer and the training officer.
Okay.
My next step in '99, I got hired full-time by the Minneapolis Airport Fire Department.
Okay.
Up until August 9th, I was a full-time firefighter with them for a little over almost 11 and a half years now. In 2005, I became a captain for one of the shifts.
Great.
And I've run that since December 2005 as far as being a fire captain there.
Okay. And then within Lakeville, prior to getting hired as the chief, you were serving as the assistant chief, correct?
Correct. When Scott Nelson was the fire chief for 6 years, I was his assistant chief, working underneath him. So.
Okay, great. So lots of experience.
Yep.
Now, as you transition roles from the assistant chief to the chief, what are some of the things that you're thinking about as far as short-term goals?
Some of our short-term goals in the next 2 to 3 years that we're going to work on is making some training more formalized, adding some certifications to our firefighters, our officers, things that are actually coming nationally for us that we have to be certified to do incident command and other features in the fire department that are coming down from the Fire Academy and NFPA. So we're going to be working with that.
Great. How about long-term goals? You know, earlier in the program we talked about the SCBA committee and the work that they're doing. I know there's other purchases and things like that are ongoing. Are there some other goals or things that you envision that need to happen, long-term?
For long-term, really, it's just going to be the formal education is where I'm focusing right now.
Okay.
And then from there, we'll move forward as far as getting the national certifications. Trucks are always going to be a thing as far as replacement when they come of age.
Sure.
2011, we're going to be replacing our current tender at 3,000, and we're looking at the options to replace that.
Okay.
Of if we want to stay the same size as far as gallonage, or if we want to reduce down and do some different features with the truck.
Okay.
So.
And just for a clarification point for our viewers, a tender is what? What purpose is that?
Tender is what we use to shuttle water. So like if we have a fire south of town or where there's no hydrants. The bee incident is a very good example of that, where we had to use tenders to get water out there to spray on the bees.
Okay, because there were no hydrants on the highway.
We have no water supply out there, no hydrants, so we have to bring our own water to either fight the fire or in the bee incident to spray water on the bees for, I think we were out there for about 7 hours spraying water, and the last count I heard was we were over 50,000 gallons of water that we put out.
Okay. So continuing to look at those trucks and evaluate those different type of purchases based on the needs of the community.
Yep, and then just how technology changes in the fire service. Trucks are becoming smaller, compact. Rescue trucks are now our part, as far as like you look at this rescue truck behind us, now we're making those into an engine also. So we're consolidating down for how many apparatus we have, which makes it easier for the firefighters as far as they have one truck to bring out for a multitude of calls versus they have to remember if it's a rescue truck, a rescue call to bring a rescue truck, or an engine for a fire, and so on.
Well, going back to talking about short-term goals, is I'll give you a short-term goal to think about as we break here, is that this segment of the show is yours. So of course you're the chief, you could always change this segment of the show, but the Chief's Corner is your show, your segment of the show to host, interview, do whatever you like. So your short-term goal will be to think about what you want for the next edition of On Call and who you want to interview or what you want to do with the show. So
who I get to put on the spot and ask
who you get
questions
to put on the spot, yes, an interview. Fantastic. Well, I'll say congratulations again, Mike.
All right, thank you very much.
And I look forward to working for you.
All right, I appreciate it.
If stormwater pollution was rubber duckies, then it wouldn't matter what went down our storm drains. But it does, because stormwater pollution is not rubber duckies. It's trash. Oil, cigarette butts, and pet waste, flowing untreated to our lakes and rivers. And that's not good for any of us. Because we all live downstream. So take a minute and help keep our waters clean. Because clean water means quality of life. So keep it clean, Minnesota.
And now it's time for you, the viewer, to ask a question, where you have the chance to win a t-shirt in another exciting edition of Ask Tabor.
This week I've got a question from someone named Uncle Wheeler, and Uncle Wheeler's asking a question about t-shirts. Was at the Waffle Breakfast, saw some people with Lakeville Fire Department t-shirts, people other than firefighters with Lakeville Fire Department t-shirts, and Uncle Wheeler wants to know how he can get one of those. Well, Uncle Wheeler, I've got two ways. Here's what the t-shirts look like. It's got a logo on the front, and on the back it's got a design on it, and there's a couple different varieties of these that are available. We're selling them for $15, and probably the easiest way to do it is to go to Lakeville Fire Station 1 during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, and you can purchase one of these. There's also, and you may have seen this, folks using the Lakeville Fire Department mug. These are also available. They're for sale for $9. We've got some sweatshirts as well. Another way to obtain a Lakeville Fire Department t-shirt is very simple. You simply write me a letter, ask me a question. If we use that question on Ask Tabor, you get one of these snazzy Lakeville Fire Department t-shirts for free. And then some of you might be asking, well, Tabor, what do the proceeds from those t-shirts go to? The proceeds from the t-shirts go to the Lakeville Fire Department Relief Association, and the Relief Association uses that money to support firefighters in a time of need, like if there's a death in the family or something like that, and also for retirements of firefighters from the Lakeville Fire Department. So, Uncle Wheeler, I hope that answers your question. Thanks for writing in.
It's me, it's a Scratch the Fire Dog. And you know me, Scratch, I like to scratch you out of the fires. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, you know what? I was sitting at the home, and I happened to see a fire truck whiz by me, and I walked down the street, and there was one of my neighbor's houses on fire. And you would not believe they used the water to put out the fire. And I thought, now let's see, the house is on fire, and there's a fire truck. Where are they getting this water? So I thought I should go over and talk to my buddy Tabor. It's been so long since I talked to Tabor. So I think I'm gonna head over to Tabor's right now and find out how they get water to the fires. I'm out of breath from doing this. I'm so tired. I'm gonna press my magic button here and instantly disappear. See you over at Tabor's, folks. Wow! Oh. Hey, look at that! I popped up right in front of a fire hydrant and a fire truck, and hey, look at that! Lucky me! Here's a Tabor. How you doing, the Tabor?
I'm doing great, Scratch. How are you?
I'm doing good, and I see you're out there with the fire truck, and I'm wondering if you could answer some questions for me.
Well, see, today we're actually driving the truck, unlike times when you see Jay and he's just scrubbing the bell.
Oh,
today
Jay,
we're actually out with the apparatus.
I don't want to talk about Jay and that bell.
Right. We won't talk about
That's
Jay,
all
but let's
that guy
talk
does.
About, water
That's all
and
he
fire.
does. That's all he does is clean that bell.
I thought you didn't want to talk about it.
That drives me nuts. But hey, the reason I popped up here,
You
Tabor,
did pop up.
I did literally, is I was wondering how you get the water to the fire truck. I have no idea. Could you help me with that, please?
Absolutely, I can help you, Scratch. This piece right here next to me is a key piece of it. It's a hydrant.
A hydrant?
What's inside the hydrant, do you know?
I thought that's where doggies do their business.
Well, they sometimes do. You're
Yeah.
right. Right now, there's nothing inside the hydrant, but about 6 feet underground, there's a water pipe.
Really?
And so we can open up the hydrant using this right here.
I couldn't get down 6 feet. It's closed up.
It is closed up.
Yeah.
But there's a special pipe inside the hydrant. We can open that pipe up, and then we can run water outside the hydrant.
Oh, cool. Now, do you hook up your hoses then to the hydrant, and then you put out the fires that way, directly from the hydrant to the house?
You could do that,
Yeah?
but the problem is you can't control the water when it comes out of the hydrant. It could be really have a lot of pressure and be hard to control, or
Yeah.
it could come out and not be very pressured.
So what do you do?
So what we're going to do is connect a hose to the hydrant, and then the hydrant's going to go to that big red thing behind us. We're going to connect a hose to the hydrant, and then the hydrant to the truck,
Yeah?
and then inside the truck there's a pump. Yeah, surprising, isn't it?
Really? A pump,
There's also
huh?
some water inside the truck.
Yeah.
This truck, engine 22, has about 480 gallons of water on it.
How many gallons?
480.
Oh my goodness,
Yes.
Could you imagine if we put up 480 gallons of milk, how far that would go down the block?
It would go pretty far.
Yeah.
480 gallons of water doesn't go very far to put out a fire, though. That's
No.
why we want to connect to the hydrant. That would last us a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
This we can, there's almost an unlimited supply of water there, so we can last for quite a while.
Hey, well, can we see how you hook up the hoses to the hydrant and then to the truck?
Absolutely. We'll show you what that looks like.
Let's do that then.
All right, fantastic.
Here we go.
go.
Hey, what is this, a Tabor?
Well, Scratch, this is what we affectionately call in the fire service LDH. It's large diameter hose. It's about 5 inches around. And the only thing this is good for is bringing water from the hydrant to the truck. It's too heavy when it's full of water to move. So that's what we're going to use it for, is supply from that hydrant down there to the back of the truck.
Well, let's hook it up, man.
Let's go.
Here we go. Hey, we're not going to get squirted with water here now, are we, Tabor?
We're not, because remember what we talked about before, Scratch, is there's actually no water inside the hydrant right now.
Oh, that's right.
So
It's
you can
6
see
feet
there's
down.
nothing coming out. There's a pipe in there.
Oh!
Yeah,
No,
give a shot
nothing in there.
I'm going to get in this real comfortable position here.
Would
Now
you like
what
a
we're going to do
chair?
is called flushing the hydrant. So we're going to get a little water out of here, Scratch,
Oh.
and then I'm going to shut it off.
Yeah, that's a big flush. That's a good flush there, Tabor.
And all that's doing is making sure that there's nothing inside here we wouldn't want, like rocks or anything inside the truck.
Oh, that would be bad.
Okay, so Scratch, we flush the hydrant, and after we flush the hydrant, we're going to connect the 5-inch supply line to the hydrant, and then we're going to open it all the way back up so that this is completely full of water.
Yeah.
And where does this connected to? Do you remember?
My VCR?
It's connected to the fire truck. It's
Oh,
connected
yeah.
to the pumper.
I forgot about that. My mind kind of wandered for a second there.
All right, well, let's go to the other end of the truck, and we'll see what it looks like down there.
Oh, no, is this where we hook it up to the red wagon?
Yeah, to the red wagon or the pumper, yes.
The pumper, yeah.
I don't know how often we're calling it the red wagon, Scratch,
Okay.
but you can call it whatever you want.
Oh, thank you.
So now we've got the hose, the 5-inch large diameter hose connected to the truck
Yeah.
and connected to the hydrant. So then we would give the guy, there would be a firefighter on the hydrant, we'd give him a signal, he would open up the hydrant, this will fill up.
Yeah.
Now we have water coming to the truck.
Hey, what would be the signal?
The signal would be something like this.
Oh, I
That means
like
go
that
ahead and
signal.
open it up, or we could just say on the radio, go ahead and charge the line.
Cool, and then the water comes in here, and then you can distribute it out to various areas here in the truck?
Yep, some of these are hose connections, and there's also a hose connection up on the front.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do, is go up on the front, and we'll spray a little water.
Cool. Okay, Tabor has hooked it up, and now, hey, we're ready to see the fireworks, so to speak, with the water, right?
Yeah, you got it all, Scratch. You've seen it from the hydrant to the truck. Now we're taking the hose off the pumper, off the truck. Got it stretched out here in the grass. It's all charged. You can see that it's full of water.
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah.
pull this. This is called the gate. We're gonna pull this back and
Open the gate!
we
Whoa!
get a little milk. And if we want to, we can change our pattern here.
Oh!
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 How about that?
Oh, yeah, that was lovely.
Wasn't that fantastic?
That got on my hat.
Yes.
That's all
Oh,
right.
your beret looks beautiful.
Hey, Tabor, that looks fantastic. Is this how you go around and water people's lawn on the side?
Well, no, not exactly. No,
Not
we just put
exactly.
out fires. We got to follow those rules, Scratch.
Oh, yes. When
Or
you fight fires,
we
rules
can
are very important, right?
Polish the bell.
That's right. No, that's Jay's job.
Oh, yes.
We're not
Jay,
going to
yes.
talk about Jay O'Connell.
Oh, sorry.
I bet you as we're doing this segment, he's still cleaning that darn bell.
He might be. Who
Well-
knows?
Well, hey, Tabor, thank you very much for showing me how the water gets from the ground to the pumper to put out the fires.
You're very welcome, Scratch. I'm happy to do it. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too, and I like your show, Tabor.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hey,
Scratch.
so until next time, this is Scratch the Fire Dog with my best buddy Tabor Aiken saying we'll see you next time because I, Scratch, like to scratch out the fires. Hey, let's shoot it off a couple more times, Tabor. Whoa! Hey, look at that.
Hey, look at that.
Radio Systems Corporation of Knoxville, Tennessee announces the recall of about 20,000 power adapters for heated pet beds. When the metal connector is removed from the bed, it can cause arcing between the coil spring and the connector, posing a fire and burn hazard to consumers. These beds were sold at pet specialty stores, catalog and online retailers nationwide from September 2006 through April 2010 for between $70 and $110. Consumers should immediately stop using the recalled power adapter and contact the firm to receive a free replacement adapter. You can contact Radio Systems Corporation at 800-732-2677 or visit the firm's website at www.petsafe.net. Prim Consumer USA of Spartanburg, South Carolina announces the recall of about 12,000 Dritz Quick Cut electric scissors. The electric scissors can overheat, posing a fire and burn hazard to consumers. These scissors were sold at Jo-Ann Fabric and craft stores and other craft stores nationwide from September 2009 through February 2010 for about $50. You can contact Prim Consumer USA at 800-255-7796 or visit the firm's website at www.prim-consumer-usa.com. GE Appliances and Lighting of Louisville, Kentucky announces the recall of about 180,000 GE front-load washing machines. A wire can break in the machine and make contact with a metal part on the wash tub while the machine is operating, which can pose a fire and shock hazard to consumers. These washers were sold at department and various retail stores nationwide from December 2006 through May 2010 for about $700. Consumers should immediately stop using the recalled washers, unplug it from the electrical outlet, and contact GE for a free repair. Consumers should not operate the washer until it has been repaired. For more information, you can contact GE at 888-345-4124 or visit the firm's website at www.geappliances.com. Star Asia USA LLC, doing business as Titan of Kent, Washington, announces the recall of about 9,000 wire feed welders. The wire welder's torch does not have a cold contact, as erroneously stated on the packaging and instruction manual. Without this feature, the welder generates an electrical arc immediately upon contact with the welding material, posing a burn hazard to consumers. These welders were sold at Pep Boys, AutoZone, and various other auto parts and tool centers nationwide from October 2006 through March 2010 for about $170. Consumers should immediately stop using the wire welders and contact Star Asia to obtain a corrected instruction manual and packaging, or for instructions on returning the product for a full refund. You can contact Star Asia at 800-386-0191. And that's it for this edition of Consumer Safety Checklist.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of On Call. If you have questions, comments, an idea for a show, or just a story you want to share with us, feel free to give us a call at 952-985-4700 or use the email address on the screen and send me an email. Thanks for joining us. All fire units are clear.
This is your fire hazard makeover! Let's go!
Dan, do you know these people?
Did you know most fire casualties happen at home? Let's check it out!
Clean up debris outside to prevent accidental fire as well as arson.
Clean up around your water heater. Dryer lint catches fire very easily.
Store flammables in safety-approved containers, up and out of the reach of children.
And cleaning up cluttered workspaces helps prevent fires.
Don't overload outlets. Use a power strip if needed. Your home has just had the fire hazard makeover.
Here's your check it out checklist.
Now you can do this too.
Check it out!